Hall of Fame Foundation, and we'll tell you plenty about the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame located up in Natchitoches on the banks of the Cane River. Beautiful Natchitoches, the oldest settlement in the Louisiana Purchase is what Natchitoches is. And it's about a 2.5-hour drive from the Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge. You can be in downtown Natchitoches, known for the Christmas festival, the movie Steel Magnolias, and also the Northwestern State University and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame.
Can you give me a number on how much they bought it for?
Louisiana Purchase?
Yeah.
Well, Louisiana Purchase was what, $1 million or $2 million, something? We can Google that. It was super cheap, obviously, hundreds of years ago, relative to super cheap. But anyway, we're over here at Greystone Golf and Country Club, perfect setting for the PGA championship that's on the screen. We're on today, $15 million, thank you, was the price that was paid for the Louisiana Purchase. You know, you got states all over the place.
$15 million, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, $15 million.
4 cents an acre is what that worked out to. But hang on, what year was that, by the way, that the Louisiana Purchase was made? Because you know how they have the little machines? Let's see. 4 cents an acre.
Coach, that's a great deal.
4 cents
I don't care what you do.
in 1803 is worth, let's see, you know, you like the little calculator, is worth now, let's see, what is it saying?
Bitcoin.
1803, 4 cents, like here, let's see, would be worth, what does that say? 4.2. Come on, just give me the number here. All right, I'll figure it out. Okay. Wow, that's it. So basically, 4 cents in 1803 is worth $1 an acre now. That's it. Still a great deal. I mean, now, but so $1 an acre. Of course, they did the deal. All right, we're over here at Greystone Golf and Country Club. Who knew when you tuned in today? Who knew that when you tuned in today at 10 a.m. you were going to learn some history about the Louisiana Purchase, how much it costs, and all that. So here's who's on the show today. And you go, who's that voice? He sounds ethnic. You're correct. That's Luis Garcia. Can you fix the microphone? It's such a rookie. That's Louis Garcia, former LSU Tiger, roommate of mine. Back in 1991 when LSU won its first national championship. Of course, he lives in Miami and part owner of Garcia's Seafood down there. Today on the show, we're going to have Joel Davis joining us any second now. He's late. He'll be on here with us. Also, later on, Buzzy Haydel is going to join us as well. We'll talk to him about LSU Baseball's must-win today and a giant win yesterday. Also, Tommy Chrysan is going to join us, TK from Sports Shorts Daily. So we got 4 headsets today. We're over here at Greystone Golf and Country Club. It's a full day, and it'll be a fast 2 hours, that's for sure, with a lot of laughs. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to be the butt of many jokes. But anyway, that's what's going on over here at Greystone. On today's show, we'll talk about not only the PGA Championship, which is happening, and I'm curious out of the, who you have money on for this event this weekend, because you always have a little something. And we'll talk some LSU baseball. The Tigers last night knocked off Texas A&M in extra innings. LSU's bullpen went 11 1/3, didn't give up a run. 11 1/3 innings pitched by the bullpen, did not give up a run. Their best performance of the year by far, one of the best performances by any bullpen that's ever played at LSU. And the Tigers, who had their backs against the wall after losing game 1 of the series against A&M, had to win to keep their NCAA regional hopes alive. They punched their ticket officially to Hoover, but mainly had to win yesterday, had to win today. They have to win today in order to get to that 13-win mark, the Rantz 13, as Tommy calls it, to make sure that they get into an NCAA tournament. So we got that. We'll do a little wild card conversation once we get reaction from the panel when they get here, TK and all. Charles Hannegriff announced yesterday he's last day on the air hanging with Hanny. He's going to be next Friday after many, many years doing a daily sports talk radio show. He's moving on to a different project, working for Match Point that has to do with the name and image and likeness stuff that's about to break July 1 all around the country for athletes around the country. So he's going to be working for that company. That's a good move for Charlie. But it's going to be different on ESPN Radio now, not having Hanny, whether it be in the day, whether it used to be at night. He'll still be doing some projects with Jimmy On and Eagle 98.1's post-game show on LSU. But still, I want to get the other guys' reaction to all that as well. We'll talk in with Joel. I'm sure we'll get a little NFL in as well, and a whole lot more. For first, bring in Mr. Louis Garcia. Lou, you've been in Baton Rouge less than 24 hours. You're here for Skip Bertman. You had a chance to watch the A&M game with them last night. What was that like?
Well, it was really, first of all, thank you for having me. What a wonderful host you've been for the first 20 hours. You've almost driven me off the highway twice. I'm scared for my life every time I get in my car with you. But I'm okay today because we're in a country club. It was great last night. Skip was, awesome to be around. Great company, good food. You ate most of it.
Per usual.
I think Louisiana Baseball, a lot of great memories. Coming back and just don't do it.
You don't. I mean, we were talking about this when you were your last year at LSU in 1991 on the baseball team. And then you went on and played minor league baseball, got into acting, seafood business with your family and all that. I mean, handful of times probably you've been back to Baton Rouge in the last 30
We
years.
talked about this last night. I think I've been back once every.
Well, there's at least,
10 years.
I would say at least 3 times in the last 10, 11 years. I know you've been back. And then, but before that, 20 years before that, I mean, other than maybe passing through for a quick stop, I mean, about 3 times in the last 20 years.
So let me ask you this. How many times have I hosted you in Miami?
I mean, many.
How many?
Numerous.
Like how many?
I mean, at least one a year
20 years,
for
maybe 2.
25 years.
We
And,
did other
yeah,
locations.
okay, what's the point?
Well, I'm just saying, I think I shouldn't pay for anything this weekend.
Well, yeah, and you're not. You're not. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Let's write that up as a.
yeah, there's an IOU. There's a little bit of an
I'm gonna
IOU.
take all of them up.
How many at Garcia Seafood in Miami? How many lobsters and shrimp and stone crabs have I eaten since the early 90s?
No, but I'm gonna tell you something.
Well, if you had to guess what the retail dollar amount is.
Thousands, bro.
Oh yeah, of course. But like, is it 2? Is
More
it
than
20?
the Louisiana purchase.
No.
I was rummaging through your pantry today, looking for coffee.
Yeah,
Because
that's,
I am
you know,
staying at Ronnie's house. And
Yeah.
I was rummaging through the pantry looking for coffee. There's no coffee anywhere. But you know what they do have? They have panko. They have
breadcrumbs.
breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
And they have
I like that.
several seafood
Seasoning packets. Yeah, I mean,
And I kept thinking to myself, is Joe trying to steal my menu?
Hey,
What's going on here?
I mean, there's opportunity if you want to be a part of it.
No coffee, all kinds of panko.
It's not going to be a Garcia's, it's going to be a Goria's. Yeah, that way there's no licensing issues or anything.
No,
to
I
deal with.
want to say again, I love being here. It reminds me of the great times in my life. And all I do is when I'm around you is laugh.
Yeah.
And that is an amazing thing. It's infectious and I love being here. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's a great event. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see my old teammates. I can't wait to see some of the guys that I watched on TV. And so it's an amazing weekend for me.
It's tomorrow, of course, is Coach Skip Bertman's 83rd birthday.
And Ronnie's. Ronnie will be 49 tomorrow. 49. Coach, I met you at 19. Your assistant today gave us a picture of you and I, and you looked 207 pounds. You weighed 207. Like amazing. Can we get that photo?
Everybody looked good at 19.
It was amazing. I looked at you and I was like,
that's the key. Can you stay that way for the rest of your life?
well, you know who stayed that way? I saw him on.
Jason Williams, Jada.
Oh my God. Can we get that guy a diamond?
By the way, Jason Williams, he'll be in the documentary that comes out, Hold the Rope. It'll be Monday night, 6 o'clock on SEC Network, and then it'll air a ton on, ESPN and all that. Jason Williams, J-Dub, I think right now, if you take out like G.J. LeMahieu played 08, 09, he's in the big leagues, one of the best players in baseball, right? Forget that. Let's just say 2006. Skip Bertman came in fall of 83. So let's say from 1983 to 2006. If you took all the LSU baseball players in that era and you had a game tomorrow, like you had to go play tomorrow.
2021.
Yeah, in 2021, had a game tomorrow, like as we are right now in life.
You don't want to talk about
No, Jason Williams would be the best player on the field right now, tomorrow, if there was a game. Joe Davis in the house. He's a lot of traffic and stuff, I guess, on Saturday mornings. A lot of things.
Let me just tell you something.
It might be Saturday morning. It might be Saturday.
Hey, we're good. We're good. No, we're good. We're good. Good morning.
Wow. I just saw more Ronnie than I ever want to see.
Beans and Franks.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay.
I just walked in. I tried to get on the show, and Ronnie gives us a show. All right. Dude,
What happened to you?
every morning, it's something new, right? Every morning, it's always a competition. It's a challenge. No matter whether you're slinging furniture or you're fundraising.
Or seafood.
Or you seafood. Like, how many restaurants do you compete with? It just didn't, within a 10-mile radius.
How about this? How about I got the 3 most popular restaurants in I would say the southeastern United States, right next door to me. They came in within the last 2 years.
Right.
I mean,
And they want to feed off of all of the success that you've had. Okay, so I'm dealing with the same thing, whether it's
Furniture or fundraising. Well, no, I'm talking about fundraising. No, we've been fundraising in Louisiana for over 17 years. We are the number one fundraising. We are the number one fundraising company in the state of Louisiana. What makes us great is that we take care of our coaches. We're always available. We answer our phone, and we do what we say we're going to do, and we never let them down. Right? Well, it only takes one little company to come in. Let me try to get some traction. They get one little deal. Then they start calling everybody and say, you know what? What are they doing for you? Oh, we're doing the exact same thing. They're still selling, whether it's fried catfish, whether it's furniture. But we're just going to give it to you a little cheaper.
yeah, but
We've been in the market.
That's life.
It's life, right? Competition makes us better. I have no problem with it. But what people need to understand is when you have someone that's been taking care of you for 17 years, or 14 years, or 10 years, whatever it is. Be careful when somebody comes in and they want to give you the exact same product for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, well, that's the age old. It's been happening for 100 years, right?
100 years. And
All you got to do is keep doing your thing.
just keep doing your thing. Those fly-by-night characters, they'll come and go. They'll give you a cheaper rate today, but just remember, he'll be selling cars. He'll be selling pharmaceutical sales. And then who are you going to call? You're going to be calling Red Zone again. But anyway, I've been on the phone with a few of some very special people, some coaches of mine. Just let them know, hey, you get a call from this guy, JD the Hog is going to be up in that. I am fired up.
Before we go to break,
By the way,
I just want you
BX90.
Buzzy, wait till you see Buzzy.
He's so good.
I mean, what's
Let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
Before we go to break, we were talking about Jason Williams. You saw Jason.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Jason. We saw Jason Williams in the video and the little teaser for the Skip Bertman Hold the Rope documentary that's coming out on Monday. And Jason, he said, man, that guy looks like, I said, dude, out of all the LSU baseball players from 1984 to 2006 that are live right now, if Coach Bertman called tomorrow and said, guys, we got a game against whoever, he would be the best player on the field.
No, I got a better one. So
80s, 90s, and
you saw the
2000s.
movie Space Jam.
Yes.
But you have aliens that go playing against.
Jason Williams.
No, if you got to put a team against the alien,
Right.
and your first pick is Jason Williams.
Right now, yes. He's going to play shortstop. He's going to hit leadoff. He's going to, yeah.
And so who's your second pick?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you need a pitcher. You need a pitcher.
I don't know. I got to think about it. But the point is that, but, I mean, no, I'm talking about guys right now that physically can do it. I would take like Brad Cressy or somebody who's like doing lessons for a living and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Probably Terrio. I'd probably go like Terrio second pick wouldn't be a bad one. Put J-Dub at short and put Terrio. I mean, J-Dub at second. I mean, Terrio at second, and that'd be pretty good. All right, we'll take a break. Sports Shorts Radio presented by LaBerge Casino, who's one of the presenting sponsors, along with Jerry Lane Enterprises for tomorrow night's Skip Bertman 83rd birthday, world premiere of Hold the Rope. Appreciate LaBerge. Couldn't do it without LaBerge Casino, and definitely couldn't do it without Eric Lane and Jerry Lane and all the gang over there. Appreciate them very much. We'll be back when we return. Buzzy haydel joining us. Tommy Kreisand joining us. He's Louis Garcia. He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rantz. We'll be back with more Sports Shorts from Greystone right after this.
Dude, I've been on the phone with a guy.
Who's going down?
Oh, like we're on live right now? We just did.
Me, I thought it was going down.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts Radio, live today from Greystone Golf and Country Club, presented by our good friends over at La Berge Casino in Baton Rouge. La Berge open 24/7, 365, 18 steak, of course, fantastic restaurant over there. And bar and grill, good place to be today when the Tigers take on Texas A&M in baseball in a must-win to punch their ticket to an NCAA regional, or at least give themselves a real chance. They've got to win today. You lose and go to 12 wins, then it becomes almost, excuse me, almost to get to an NCAA regional. There has been some 12-win teams in the past that have made an NCAA regional, but it's super low percentage, around 10% in the last 21 years.
Will you indulge me for 1 second after you finish your?
No, go ahead.
No, I was looking at LSU's record, and you said they're what, 32-17?
It doesn't matter what their overall record is. It's about what their SEC record is. And I say that it's not 32-17. It's worse than that, because the problem is that a lot of teams around the country, 33-21 is their record. And so it doesn't really matter that much what their overall record is to a certain extent, because a lot of teams haven't played 56 games this year due to COVID and stuff around the country. You've got teams that have a lot less. Heck, the Big Ten only played themselves. They didn't even play out of conference. So the total win number, although it helps a little with your RPI skewed this year because they don't have the sample size. Teams aren't as much. And so it's more about where they are in the SEC.
Okay. And they're 12-17. Pull down here and look around. I'm going to say that they
played that to this point the second or third hardest schedule in the country.
Second game at Tennessee, they lost 9-8 and 11-8.
Oh, you're going to give me all the
3-2
loss
in a shortened,
like that matters?
There was a game that was shortened to 8 innings because of rain or something. Is that what it was? So they lost 9-8.
Yeah, I mean they've lost a lot of one-run games. Is your point?
So how close are they to being 39-12? How close are they? They were winning 9-2 against Ole Miss. Right?
If my aunt had walnuts, she'd be my uncle. I mean, I get that.
Yesterday you tell me this guy pitched the bullpen pitched 11 in the third innings, never been done before.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is, the ball bounces one way or another, inches, this and that. They're 39-12. Yes.
I mean, if every bounce went their way, but
not every bounce. Just I think they lost all their one-run games.
But nobody wins them all. Nobody loses them all. There's a balance.
My argument goes back to this. They get into a ball game like they did last night with anyone in the regionals, and they can win and advance.
Does LSU deserve to be? No, hang on. Everybody in the SEC should play in a regional. All 14 teams are better than others. All 14 teams in the SEC deserve year in and year out to be in, because Missouri is better than a lot of teams that are going to get in. But that's not the point. They're not going to take every team from a conference.
My argument is sample size is what? 29 games in the SEC. They're 12-17. They could easily be 17-12.
Oof.
Come on, coach.
No way.
What do you mean, no? How many games did they blow late in the game, or they had stuff happen to them?
They have an ERA about 4.5
Do
or
they
so.
deserve the scrutiny that you give them? TK calls it the Ronnie Rantz 13, right? Do they deserve the scrutiny and all the shade you throw at them? Why? Give me your personal opinion.
Can you drink your coffee? Yeah, just relax. I mean, I mean, it's just unbelievable. The guy.
We're sitting around talking. Look, I don't watch LSU baseball. I listened to you last night at Skip's event. All you did was say, "Oh."
That's not true. Fake news. You're fake news. You're fake news. Yeah. You're so fake news. I lost the bet to Buzzy. Buzzy will be here today to collect. And by the way, the bet that I lost, which we'll explain when Buzz gets here a little more, is I said LSU would win 11 or fewer games in the SEC. He's or more. Actually, didn't say that, but we faked. But because he said they'd win 12 or more. Yesterday on Hanging with Hanny, when we did the show at All Star Lanes, Buzzy said to me, "How about we just squash the bet?" Because he didn't believe that the Tigers would win one of the next two. He wanted to squash the bet and just make it go away. And I said, you know what? At this point, I'm pot committed. Let's stay because I really think the Tigers are going to win one of the last two, right? I mean, come on, law of averages and all that. But he was more go 0 for 2 than he was. They were going to go 1.
Did you think that my last 2-minute rant was off?
No.
You think the Tigers could easily be 37-15?
Yes, they could have been.
Yeah, I think they could be. I mean, that's baseball. I mean, they blew the 8-run lead at Ole Miss. I mean, but then they had a couple of comebacks, and that's just the way baseball goes. That's the fine line between 12 and 17 and 17 and 12. And all schools can say that. Missouri can probably say, we should have 12 wins, not 7 or 5, whatever they got. So that's the beauty of baseball, right? We love that sport so much because you got to line up and play. Again, you get another chance. And you start over. Like that year LSU got beat by Bama 28-2 on a Saturday. Clinched the SEC title the next time. Who, Bradshaw would think, they're going to get pounded again. Tell because it's all about who's on that mound. And he got 11 goose eggs on the board yesterday out of the bullpen. That's phenomenal. That's like the Rantz 13, the 11 goose eggs. Okay, I mean that could be the whole story that takes them into what? And how many times have they won it in Google when you didn't think they were going to win? But they did. Maneri Magic. Who knows? I texted Maneri this morning. So yeah, he texted me back. Yeah, you gotta know it ain't what you know, it's who you know. I played against him in college. Right. Yeah, he jammed stuff. All right. But no, so it's just a matter of that's how fine the line could be. Who thought Fresno State would win a national championship? Coastal Carolina.
That's the one that
things can happen.
So there you go. Having said that, I'm saying what they showed last night, being down 6-2 away, backs against the wall, guys they were bringing out of the bullpen. Ronnie told me there was 19 pitchers this year on the staff. 19 guys. They brought out 2-3 freshmen last night. 2-3 freshmen pitched last night. And you put a team like that, they got some studs on that lineup, man. You put a team like that in a situation where they got to win a couple ball games in a regional. Yeah. Before you know it, they get hot at the right time.
Well, and they're wearing a SEC uniform. Keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
And LSU from AAA, they can't make a trade with Arkansas. I mean, you got to go with what you start with in January. You got to put whoever you put on the mound last night. Guys are only 5 minutes pitched this year, whatever. But they're an SEC baseball player, which means they're really good.
I mean, if they can throw strikes, look at guys that haven't seen a lot of innings. There's no really reports on them. There's no film on them. You don't really know what's standing on the mound. So I think that the batter would be at a disadvantage, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. If a freshman that's coming in who's 6'3", 6'4", and he's throwing it over the top, and you don't have any film on him, you don't have a scouting report on him. I mean, you might get an inning or two out of this guy before the batters realize what they're looking at. Am I wrong?
No, and keep in mind, back to the wall, just like LSU. They're in their dugout saying, God, we got to get a run. Somebody got to get on base. So we got to move this guy over. I mean, that's what's happening for A&M. So it's the ultimate competition, and LSU won it last night thanks to the 11 goose eggs.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I thought that some of the guys had some great at-bats. They didn't quit. They fought. I'm telling you, I'm the anti-Ron. I'm the anti-Rantz. I'm telling you right now. I'm staying positive. I'm super positive, guys. I don't watch LSU that much, but I loved what I saw last night.
Can you fix your
I don't do this
microphone?
for a living.
Well, just keep trying. Okay. Just know that it's got to be right there.
I mean, my guess is you guys were pretty positive in that. Am I right?
Well,
I wasn't there.
We beat the 27 Yankees. I tell you that. I told Skip last night. I said, Coach, the greatest magic you ever pulled was that you made us all believe we were better than what we were.
That's the ultimate coach.
That's the ultimate coach. He made me think that I was better than what I was. And I took that into my private life. And I keep thinking that I'm better than I am at everything. And I told him, thank you.
That's why you've been successful in the
I
rest.
told him last night. No.
That's a tear.
I hold it back.
Look how glassy. I know. I was tear up. I mean, that's an actor.
He is an absolute actor. He is. If you IMDb Luis Garcia, by the way, he's an actor too. He's done some things.
I got an IMDb page. I
don't have an IMDb page.
I got an IMDb page.
Yeah.
was a radio announcer. I'm a radio announcer in a movie.
Which one?
It was called,
Papa Johnny?
No, Last Dangerous Proposition.
Dangerous Proposition. I remember that.
Can you give me the?
It was never made a big.
It's a lot like all of y'all's movies. Nobody's ever heard of them, seen
But I
them.
got an IMDb page.
Just to see my face.
Hey, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna put some rank. I think I brought my SAG card.
Oh.
You know what that is, Jumbo?
I didn't get mine.
No, I didn't bring it. Up, down. I wouldn't travel with that. That's douchebag.
I got my insurance card. I can show you that one. It's not worth a crap, but I got
Did
one.
you get it from BG?
No.
Did you get your insurance?
But he gets it from Buzz. He gets
I got-
it from
yeah,
some
Buzz.
of his insurance. He gets from
I got some buzz.
Buzzy I know is going to be here in a little bit. We'll talk plenty about his 72 that he shot at Augusta National on Monday.
I like you at
Even
72-6.
fought with 6 birdies. Coach.
72-6, coach.
72 with no 6,300 member teams.
They invite him back.
No, yeah, well, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he gets back every year because he's a gallery guard.
Look under his name in my phone.
72-6, coach.
Yeah, changed his name to 72-6.
72-6.
Yeah, so like before, whenever we introduced him, he was always hey, the guy who hit the last home
Hey, that
run.
doesn't mean that.
Alex Boxton. Now it's the guy.
How do we know it's real?
Well, he had witnesses. There were witnesses. We saw the scorecard. He was there with Mike Hollander and other people. Yeah. Yeah.
Buzzy's,
He's not gonna go on Sports Shorts Daily and make that.
No. So literally now, forget all the baseball accolades. Now he's 72-6 at Augusta.
Do you think that
you don't even have to say Augusta. That's implied.
Yeah.
would he trade the last home run ever?
It's a great question. You're going to ask him
I'm
that.
asking, would you trade that
What-
for another?
No, good question.
Would you trade the last home run at the Alex Box Stadium for shooting 72-6? Okay,
In Augusta.
at an Augusta, or would he trade the national championship?
I wouldn't trade because he could, in theory, shoot another 72-6.
So you can only have that moment
Never have
once.
another home run in the old Alex Box Stadium.
But
Be a member of the club and you can play 4 times a year. That's it. You get 4 times a year, but you got to give up everything you.
Ever did at LSU?
wait, hang on. All right, we're gonna ask Buzz about this because these are great propositions here that we're gonna have. All right, so
I'm gonna take action on this.
we're over at Greystone Golf. We're-
You give me a line. You give me a line.
Jump 1-800-JUMBO wins. We'll be back with Sports Shorts, the radio from Greystone Golf and Country Club in Denham Springs. Sports Shorts radio presented by LaBerge Casino. LaBerge open 365, 24/7. We'll be back with more Sports Shorts right after this.
Buzzy's coming to join us for real?
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts Radio. Ronnie Rantz, Joel Davis, Buzzy Haydel, Tommy Chrysan, Louis Garcia from Miami joining us over here at Greystone Golf and Country. Oh, if we had like an alumni game?
I was listening to you guys on the way in. I was probably full with JW last week.
Jason Williams?
Yeah, Jason Williams. He could play shortstop tonight in College Station.
For the real Tigers.
Do a better job. Yeah.
For the real
Yeah,
Tigers.
he was good with Jordan Thompson.
I saw him. He was out of uniform. I saw him in like sitting down talking about Skip. I was like, bro, that guy can play right now.
Oh no! I was with him at a Crumpet Ball last week.
Joel Davis, Jab Step works out with him, right?
No.
Jason Williams.
No, I haven't seen him in a
He
while.
probably
He's in the Gonzalez
looks better
location.
than he did.
He looks better.
Because he's still throwing iron around.
Well, he's still
Don't drink, don't
competing.
smoke, don't do all
He's
that
still
stuff.
competing, hitting softballs. That's
Well,
why
he gives lessons. He gives a lot of lessons.
He's kind of retired from the pro softball thing. He was doing the pro softball thing for a while, like every weekend.
The guy from USSSA, but how about this? I went a couple of years ago. J-Dub was working the guy infield, around second base, taking the throw, all this. I was hitting bungo. I learned more about infield play listening to J-Dub talking to his high school guys that I ever dreamed about. I was a pitcher, so I was never around the infield.
Do you remember any nuggets that he kind of talked about that day that enlightened you?
It's footwork. It's all about footwork. It's all about where your feet are, and then how you got to get your feet under you to throw the ball, which that's anything. Quarterback. It's all about footwork. And that's what I remember talking about footwork and where you are, and you got to be ready to not to be a good throw. You know, because literally most of it is not a good throw. So you have to be ready to move, and it all starts with your feet and go from the ground up. Boom. So there you go. Lesson number 1.
Boom. Good job, TK.
free of charge.
Yeah. By the way, you paid my next Bloody Mary.
Oh, I'll be out of here hopefully before your next one.
Ronnie, thank you.
All right, so while we have Joel here, in hour one, we know that he's not an LSU baseball fan, doesn't.
Watch the game last
What?
night. Yeah, a stranger.
All of it?
No, I picked it up in the 8th.
Did you stay with it till the end?
There was a couple of moments in the 11th and the 12th when I was watching LSU back to strikeout. I was like, turn it off. Because I can't watch anymore of this. It's very frustrating to watch, guys, just not being disciplined in plate at moments. Just looking like they've never seen a pitch come out of a pitcher's hand before. That was frustrating, especially this late in the season, with so much on the line. I turned it up, but I did turn it back on when they put 4 on the board. Right before that, in the top of the 13th inning. That was nice to watch. It was good to see them open that
Up. It was nice to see Maneri pinch hit someone in a critical moment to go lefty versus righty, and then he actually won that little battle by they bringing in Arnold. They brought in a pitcher to go lefty righty, and then he brings in someone to kind of contradict that. So I thought that was good. It was nice to see LSU win, but that's not my expertise by any stretch of the imagination. I just know that LSU needed that win, and they got it.
By the way, the game went 3 hours and 44 minutes.
Can I say this? Who the hell was that color analyst? He had marbles in his mouth the entire.
Oh, okay, that's right. It's 444 as opposed to 344. It's even that's what it said on the official deal. They were they were local Texas A&M people. Yeah, it was like Lynn Rollins and Ronnie Rantz doing it. It was their people. No, I'm just saying it was their people doing it.
Did you make a phone call to ESPN and say, please take the guy out to boost?
I had a lot of people text me and go,
We had a funny thing going on. We had it in delayed, so we
Well, we were watching 2 TVs and one was
TVs. So one was delayed, let's say the audio and what was delayed. It didn't matter. It was great to thank
So in that game, I'm trying to. Oh, by the way, it wasn't
72-6.
72-6 arrived in the house. So here's the deal: is that there was LSU 4 hour and 44-minute victory last night. Was not the longest baseball game played yesterday. You probably don't realize this.
Just got a text from JW, thumbs up.
By the way, assistant coach at Ascension Catholic, Troy LaBeouf, already texted me, wanted me to give that shout out. the Los Angeles. Let's see. No, hang on. There was a game last night with the Braves. 7-homer game with 2 grand slams. I think that one went. I'm trying to look at the time. How about that? 7 home runs,
Which is amazing because there's 7 no-hitters already in the first month. You tell me they scored 20 last night?
They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 20-1. That was on Friday night. What? 20-1. The Braves beat the Pirates. My goodness.
By the way, that's the same team that in a doubleheader got 1 hit and no hit. Did you know that?
TK, give the headset real quick to Buzz.
Yeah, I can do that.
So wild card. Well, I got you on here. Wild card. By the way, Buzz, Joel Davis literally just realized and figured out that on Monday you shot a 72 at Augusta National with six birdies. Bro, it's readers. What's the?
I mean, what is 18?
No, but here's the great thing. Like, I've got little reader glasses.
It really did look like Ben Franklin.
Right there in the middle. Thank you so much. Right, look, I got reader glasses, and look, I put them in here. Yeah, and you put them in here. They're little bendable plastic things that And look, it's in my keychain. I never lose them. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not wearing them every day. Chef Shane, what do we have here, buddy? Just tell us what we got here.
Oh, we have some chili quiles here, steak and chili with some cheddar cheese, mozzarella, breakfast sausage, egg, and bacon.
Woo, boy. Thank you so much. We're over here at Greystone Golf and Country Club.
Incredible.
The food is absolutely sensational. They open at 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Headset to somebody else, and so I can eat.
Yeah, well, I'm asking to let Tommy have a head start. TK, will you do it? Yeah, we go. We got plates coming. We need some silverware, all that. But so all right.
Before we talk about the result, I really did. You mentioned the colors out last night.
For the A&M LSU game.
Okay, so it's Mark Johnson. Is his name. I believe he was the coach
Former
at Sam
coach.
Houston. I believe he's a
Former coach at A&M. Yeah.
He's like 117 years old.
Yeah.
First of all. So that's the problem. But look, I am very careful when I criticize color. Yeah. Because I do it, and I know how tough it is. Okay, I do it for the LSU sports radio. And so I don't want to. I'm very careful when I'm critical because I know people are probably critical of me when I say stupid stuff. What's coach? Coach, it was bad. It was not. It was not. He was sleeping. I think he was. And like he would just not finish the sentence. It was unbelievable. So Mark Johnson is his name. I was just in awe watching that game. Of course, I'm locked in because I needed
got a lot on the line.
I had a big bet on the line, and I really did. And we can talk about that as well. Was there any reason to believe that they should have lost that game last night?
Wait a minute, Buzzy, I'm going to stop you right there, buddy. You're saying they should have lost that game. Again, they could be 37 and 12. You guys are so negative. You make them 32 and 17. I mean, what's your problem?
Wait, you're blaming me and Buzz?
Yeah, you're taking advantage. Yeah. I think you guys have pushed them into the wrong direction. With your negative vibe.
All right, look, I know.
What if I said
Listen
to you,
to me, Luke.
you're going to shoot 97 at Augusta? Come on.
Well, no, yeah, you're self-fulfilling prophecy. I get it, but Luke, let me tell you that I'm the positive guy early on, and he's negative from jump. That's the difference between us. He thinks they're bad the very first weekend. I have watched 50 some odd games, and I've come up with my own conclusion, not trying to just be a negative tiger. I said, okay, this team has some weaknesses, Luke. They're not as good as we've seen LSU teams in the past.
Not good where?
Pitching, I mean, they can't hit 1 through 9.
Their best pitcher.
Well, that means they're not good. They don't have depth. I mean, that's not my fault that they lost their best pitcher. I'm just saying they're not a complete team. That, I mean, look, the SEC's tough. It's always tough.
Coach, they put 11 in the third inning. No run goal.
Can you fix the microphone? I mean,
That's
it's
the first
just
time I've ever
unbelievable.
heard
Well, then act like a radio guy. How about that?
By the way, this is not functions.
Here, I'll give you the good one. I know how to work with it.
With this many people on, we need to really raise our hands. It's really ridiculous and trying to listen to all you guys speak and whatnot. And I'm not helping the situation.
Well,
All right, that's what I want to say about the call.
you raise your hand. Yeah, okay, Joel.
Would you give up all the LSU accolades that you haven't had championships, last home run ever in the box? Would you give all that up to be a
4 times a year player member at Augusta?
Okay, so I can,
You're a member. You go play. You're a member, but you can only play 4 times a year.
well, then you can do that, like, that's
Why? I mean, you're a member.
but you can only play 4 times a year, that's not how that works.
No, that's how this one's going to work.
That's the best.
That's the best.
And it's people who are members. You get to play Augusta 4 times a year.
The rest of your life.
Whenever you want.
Which
Bring whoever I want.
one guest.
Nope, I'll answer the question. No.
All right,
I get to play already 1 time a year for the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
see,
Why would I?
let me.
I get to, and I've already shot 72, so I mean,
If
I'm
we
not
had,
trading. Where Haydel gets the put down, he gets the ball out of the ball out of the ballpark, circles the thing, they close the stadium, it's a parking lot now, and Bucky Heidel's got his ball in the Hall
it's a
of Fame.
grocery store.
I'm not, yeah, it's McLaren.
So let me ask you this, real quick. If you've now played it and conquered the beast and shed 6 birdies and shot even par. So because of that, you're over it a little bit.
No, wait, a week ago.
Oh, that's a week ago before you ever played it. How about this? 2 months ago before you ever stepped foot
I'm over
as a
it.
marshal, okay, would you have taken that bet?
Well, I can't answer that.
But you probably know that you would have felt differently. I know he's a different guy, bro.
He's a different
He's a
person.
different guy. The persona is much more swollen, and he's just full of it himself. He's even like he's even a little irritated with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is unbelievable.
I'm off the Buzzy train.
I'm going to do Moscone.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna throw a bet down in front of everybody.
He thinks he's better than sports shorts. Like, he's like, Matt wants to have me on.
You wore a mask.
You know,
Y'all are ridiculous.
Listen, I'm gonna throw this at you while I choke. Listen, I gotta get it out. If you throw less than 72, the next time you play,
Yeah.
I'll give you $3,000. Wow. But
Less than 70.
but every stroke over 72.
No, I'm
No,
not
wait,
taking
wait,
that
wait,
bet
wait,
either. I'm
no,
not
you can't
taking
do
that
that.
bet either.
No.
You need to say like
No.
over 78.
no, yeah,
over
right.
something.
The guy
Okay,
the guy
by the way,
made
real
5
quick.
putts that he'll never make again.
Joel, are you staying or are you going to go? Are you going to stay going?
No, you got to go. You're leaving it at 11.
You've got to
11.
fight somebody at
We'll take a break. We'll be back with more Sports Shorts Radio from Greystone right after this.
Look.
By the way, this breakfast pizza
Did I just fix it back? And my wife signed off on it. You know what she said? How long do you want it for?
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts Radio, presented by LeBear's Casino. Ronnie Rantz, Joel Davis, Buzzy Haydel, Tommy Chrysan. We're over here at Greystone Golf and Country Club in Denham Springs. Are open Tuesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. is the food, and we have some fantastic food over here as well. They probably have the best pizzas in all Livingston Parish as far as golf course is concerned. They've got great food. You got all-you-can-eat catfish specials during the week. Half-price bottles of wine on Wednesday nights. This place is packed with people getting half-price bottles of wine and dinner. Anyway, we'll be here until noon today. We got Joel for another about 10 minutes before he heads over to Woodenhaven Furniture Company. We were talking before the break, Joel, and I want to finish up. You had some proposition bets for Buzz. Give them all to me.
Be a member of Augusta. Here, anytime you want, you gotta give up all of your LSU athletes, your championship, your last home run ever in the box, all of the closing the doors, being in the LSU Hall of Fame, et cetera, et cetera. And he said that because he's already conquered the East based on what
Yeah,
you said.
and he's been to Augusta a couple times now. He spent a week as a marshal. I think he's a little. He's
Yeah.
more.
I've got the Bryson DeChambeau attitude. I mean, it's like a par 68 for me. You know, it's not really a par 72 anymore.
By the way, look at the arms. Like, is he doing something? He's taking something.
No, I know it is.
There's some things that are going on. I'd like him to spit in a cup, please. There's some things going on. That's
He
not,
even laughs different.
yeah, I'm telling
Did
you.
see that? I think it's what.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, he is completely changed
Look,
since.
Does anybody around this guy at all the 6 months after that home run happened at the box?
I don't remember. Yeah,
I did have some people say, you know, my last year I started pitching, and then
You got a little too full.
Yeah, I got a little, you know, started feeling. Yeah.
but right now, I'm telling you, like right now, he's not the happy-go-lucky Buzz that's just happy to be here. Call him up. He'll play any course, wherever. Hey, want to jump in with us on it? We're at West Side Golf Club. Yeah, sure. Now it's like, oh, where is it? What is it rated?
Yeah.
What tees are we playing from?
No, I told my buddies, but they know this already. I'm going to be obnoxious when it comes to golf courses now.
Whoa,
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
I guess I'll have to hit it because there's a divot right next to my ball. But I mean, I guess I'll play it on the dirt that's right there.
Yeah, that's never happened at Augusta.
Doesn't
I
happen.
can hear him now. I think this course doesn't even offer sand filling cups. Like, who doesn't have a sand filling cup?
And a person. Here's the thing: is that when Buzz played Augusta on Monday, they were actual caddies that were on the greens. They had 18 caddies on the greens that were reading putts for you. Okay.
Well, that's not really a sand.
Helping.
If you really read the putts yourself, I mean, come on, dude.
But he did tell him. But you.
That's another thing. That's another thing because I heard you on the right end. Who validated it? How do we know it's real?
Yes.
Feel angry you down?
I'm not going to go to Augusta National and that's a run. You want to question me? Question me if I came back with a 78 or 79, because then it's like, oh, he shaved a couple off the break 8.
Yeah. Like the time I cheated a couple strokes for Matt Hines, and he won a trip to Florida. No, yeah, 100%. We played in a golf tournament in Vegas, and it was he and my brother-in-law. And so here was the deal. It was the Hyundai Classic, right? And my brother and Matt Hines were a team. It was a 2-man team. And then I went with John Gilpin from the Bears, and we got an invite at the last minute. And so we're at this tournament with teams from all over the country, and all of a sudden, the way it works is your 2-man team plays with another 2-man team, and you swap scorecards. Well, unbeknownst to the people that put on the tournament, we got paired together, and we got their scorecard, and they got ours, right? But John and I were terrible, so it didn't matter. But with Matt and Gus, they had a real chance. They were playing pretty good, and we had like three different brackets. What are the flights? And so what happened was, I shaved 2 strokes off of Hines' deal. And look, no, because the winner of our to Hawaii for like a week, tickets to the tournament over there and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, exactly. So, but here's the thing. I thought Matt would take me He took his wife. He didn't even take me. So I cheated, helped them win the tournament. He ends up taking his wife, not even me.
Why
So,
would he take you?
and look, here's the thing. This was like 5-6 years, about 6 years ago, something like that, 5-6 years ago. And here's the deal. To this day, because Matt's such a great guy, we all love him. I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah, but that's
salt of the earth.
About Matt now.
Salt of the earth, right? In his mind, when he tells the story, it's it was just one stroke. Like that makes a difference. I'm like, no, it was two. But in his mind, it's you just did one stroke. Like, no, bro, I did two. I know. And you didn't even take me. So anyway.
And that's why people have issues with tournaments, just FYI.
Yeah.
Real
Nothing but cheaters.
golfing, pistol whippers, what we like to call them.
I call them Judge Smales. I call them Judge Smales because they're kicking the ball, they're knocking the
No,
ball,
whatever.
they're making fun of people, even though they know they're going to win because they're going to cheat.
I got a text from one of the boys saying, "Is Buzzy peacocking in the rock?"
Yes. It's peacock.
Coach, I mean,
That's not true. Y'all, it's fake news.
No, it's not.
No, bro.
I'm your biggest fan.
It's palpable. Like it really is. You can pick up on a different. There's a different energy. There's a different energy
I
about you.
have the word. Contamination. He's contaminating us with that. I don't even know what energy that is. Terrible. It's terrible energy.
So I'm supposed to
It's gonna ruin
apologize
the rest
because
of
I'm
my
playing
day.
Augusta National. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
apologize.
I mean, there's some things going on. There's some things, Joel.
I'm not.
I saw Buzz 3 weeks ago. He didn't look like that.
Well,
He didn't look like that. What are you doing? Tell us what are you doing.
I was a little late here because I had on a little more swollen because I just finished doing.
By the way,
It's just a lot of Miller light beer, and bourbon. I promise you, there's nothing else going on in this bottle.
no cream.
No
There's not a cream or
no
anything.
pills.
What's that stuff that's on TV that you can buy? That's you can buy. It's like a whole bottle of X. It's for men. Frank Thomas is the biggest.
New Jenny.
Or something.
Blue Chew?
I don't know.
That's
That's great. Somebody stepped on something.
we're all. Lou did it.
Knock this out.
Lou did it.
There we go.
Are we back?
It's new Jenny.
Lou Garcia is over here stepping on
It's
wires.
new Jenny.
and things.
Before I'm
New
gonna
Jersey.
leave and I'm turning it over to you, Gary. Get out of here 1 minute. Buzzy, you got to be careful with this new aura. Because I'm gonna tell you, I would hate to see it affect your ability to make sales in the insurance industry. Because if you're like sitting there talking to someone and you're trying to put them on like some new, building insurance or what, and you're chewing your gum like that, and never signing the deal, dude. Never signing the deal. I'm just kidding, buddy. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. You look real happy. Real.
I am. I'm serious.
All right, Joe Davis.
I'm out.
The Woodhead Insurance Company. We'll be back. Hour number 2. Lou Garcia, Tom Price, Peacock in at 72.6, which I would be too, Buzz. I got no problem with it. Just in a couple weeks, let's check it down a little bit. We'll be back with more sports shorts right after this.
Joe gets me that home insurance. He might be.
Ronnie Rantz, Joel Davis, Buzzy Haydel, Tommy Chrysan. We're over here at Greystone Golf and Country Club. We have Joel Davis, hour number 1, with us. And let's talk a little LSU baseball since we got some baseball guys here. Tommy played at Southeastern in Stone Ages. And, of course, Lou and I were at LSU together in Skip's first national championship team. And then Buzzy Haydel, a part of the Pulmonary era. And 23 games in a row, Lou, in 2008 they won, and Buzzy's been telling that story ever since. Hobb was a GA that year, or was he 09? No, he was there 08. That was his first year. By the way, Cliff Godwin's name's coming up a lot lately as the head coach at East Carolina University, and he was ranked top 10 for a while. He was an assistant at Central Florida under Terry Rooney after he left LSU after a couple of years with Maneri. Then he was an assistant at Ole Miss under Bianco, and then he got the head coaching job at ECU, his alma mater. Has had them, regional team, top 20 team. They've had a really good year this year. I think they're leading the Conference USA, I believe that is, right, with Tulane and everything. Is that the American? That's the American Athletic Conference, right? They're the first place in there. Godwin's a guy, whether it's here or Florida or A&M or what, he's going to be one of the lead candidates for a job possibly next year at one of these big schools, and he's 43 or 44. He's going to make the jump to another school, another big program. He's got to pretty much probably do it now. What does somebody get if they get a Cliff Godwin? You know him, you played for him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: nobody is going to outwork Cliff Godwin. Those years, even that first year Paul Maneri was here. I joked about Coach Mary's pitching under win last night. I told Chris McGee, a buddy of mine that played the second, would have been for 07, he'd have got the 1500 a lot quicker. But because we weren't as good in 07, but Cliff Godwin and Terry Rooney were a big part of turning that program around.
In 08.
And in 08, bringing in all the recruits, Matt Clark, all those guys. DJ LeMay, all those great players that you know. So they just outworked everybody. Cliff Godwin's a good guy. He did a great job with the hitters. He's done a great job with the hitters at ECU. He's just got a guy that's going to show up every day. He's going to show up early. He's going to be the last one there. And so he's going to have a chance to take one of these big jobs that comes up somewhere in the country.
I tell you what, I know Cliff a little bit, not as well as you do. The one thing that he would do wherever he ends up, and I believe next year he's going to end up somewhere. I mean, it's going to be too many probably big jobs that open up. And in college baseball, that the upper echelon coaches don't usually move too often. If you're doing a great job at Arkansas, or doing a great job at Texas, you're going to stay there. You're not looking to move somewhere. I mean, even Dan McDonald. Is it Dan McDonald? Yeah, at Louisville. He re-upped for a 10-year deal about 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Whenever he was up for the Texas job, they locked him into $10 million, 10 years. They gave him a long-term deal, and that's Louisville. So a lot of coaches don't leave. Godwin's at that age, at that point in his life where he's at ECU. He loves it. That's his place. But if he wants to move to that big-time Power 5, top-tier program and have a chance to realistically play for a national championship, he's going to have to go somewhere else, and he knows it. He's going to get that opportunity this year.
All right, so do you think he goes? Because, again, ECU is his alma mater. He loves it. He leads that purple and gold, the Pirates. Does he make the jump, or is he comfortable being in his back in his hometown, if you will, and a place he plays?
I think everybody wants to make it. Not everybody wants to. As long as there's 2 more layers to it.
If you're Cliff Godwin, there's not just any job you leave to go to. I agree with that, Buzz. And we're talking about Cliff. He's the head coach at ECU. He was an assistant at Notre Dame, assistant at football for 2 years there, 2 years at LSU, and then he was an assistant with Terry Rooney at Central Florida, did all the recruiting, and then he was Mike Bianco's head assistant at Ole Miss for a while. But an LSU job, maybe a Florida job, maybe a like an A&M even level type job, I think is something worth leaving for, because you have the facilities, the resources. You're probably going to double whatever you get paid at East Carolina. You have the ability to recruit the player year in and year out that can get you a national championship.
Are you his agent? I mean, what do you get that? We have a game today to get into the regional, to get into the SEC tournament, and you're talking about.
You know what it is?
Correct.
You know what it is,
Where did
Buzz?
that come from?
You,
What is this?
you know what it is, Buzz? Is that this guy flies in once every 5 years to Baton
I
Rouge
usually do less than that.
and just comes in and just drops negative, ugly bombs.
I'm
Okay,
positive.
here's the thing. We have he doesn't realize, we have a 2-hour show. We have a 2-hour show.
We can talk about anything we want.
We
We
can
can talk about a lot of things.
We should be talking about who's pitching.
And we
today.
will,
We
but
will.
we
We've
can't
got
talk to him.
25
We can't talk about him for 60 minutes. Like, can't talk about. So it's Godwin, by the way.
Godwin.
It came from because everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows that Pulmonary is going to retire. Everybody's talking about it, and everybody wants to know who the next coach is.
Well, look,
Better win today.
Ronnie,
And AC will retire.
you knew bringing Lou on this show. You
Yeah.
knew what you were doing.
It was
You knew the
toxic.
fire
It
you
was
were
toxic.
you were bringing
Yeah,
into this-
it's toxic. Yeah,
You showed up here with your
You know.
pants undone.
fact. That's it.
This show will top all ratings.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I don't even know Rob.
Yeah.
What's his name?
It's Cliff Godwin.
I'm sure God is a great guy. And if I wanted to coach me, Jay will be my shortstop. He would be the guy. And all this stuff we were talking about. But why are we talking about this?
Because in a few weeks, everybody's gonna be talking about it. Because he's gonna be one of the top candidates for a job, whether it's here or somewhere else. Cliff Godwin's gonna be one of the top 3 names thrown around the country. Hopefully. I mean, listen, Derek Panamsey got the job as Coach O's right-hand man because he had him on the radio show for a while. He did the book, and he's been, the little binder, and he's been promoting. Like, maybe Godwin will hire me. Maybe
To do what?
I don't know, but like something, PR. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Godwin. But how about, yeah, I mean, I'll take a baseball ops / PR /
Director of baseball facility
and entertainment. It's part of my contract every Friday. Well, every Friday I sing the anthem and we have fireworks. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It was at a person's house. The game was
Was it
4:44.
buffet style where you could just
Yeah,
keep going?
yeah.
Like,
I didn't have 3 back to back to back. It was
You just
over
threw out-
4 hours.
throughout.
Right. Okay, so with a dip in, I'm worried about him choking. He's got the bottle, with dip in it that's kind of fallen, and of course it's on my sofa.
I've never
Like I'm
been the-
worried about.
Never been the dip guy.
Oh, this guy's addicted. It's terrible.
Do they allow it in Boston?
Can you dip
I'd
it?
like I'd like to not say.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, I'll not watch the Masters. You not see Kepka and Kisner and all these guys playing golf.
They're always dipping.
So Ronnie, I swear to you, I'm almost out with Brandon. And I hear,
The ice cream bowl.
no, he went with an omelet, coach. 11:45 at night. Omelet.
You want an omelet?
Omelet biscuit.
I went scrambled eggs.
Because he went scrambled egg after the buffet 3 times.
Okay.
I mean,
There wasn't
and
a buffet.
you see why? Okay, time out. That's a great segue. You see why I was a little nervous about the bet. That if I had to take him to an all-you-can-eat lunch, if LSU didn't get the 12 wins, that's a $500 bill.
By the
for
way,
Buzzy
it was
now.
a charcuterie board. It was not like, filet and mashed potato. It was a charcuterie board with some cheese and meats and a couple crab fingers. That's it. Yeah.
By the way, how many of them look crab?
The marinated crab claws? Coach, they're crab claws. They're teeny tiny little blue crab.
Yeah, but if you had to guess,
No, I didn't have 60. I didn't have 60.
25, 25.
No, I would say I had at least 30.
Coach.
The little bitty, the little minis, the little teeny tiny.
15 crabs.
So this
Yeah.
is from y'all. We went to Mike Anderson. David Mike Anderson.
No, this was they had gotten like a company that charcuterie board. It was at the Pearson's house. Yeah,
Generations of crabs.
there were a lot of crab whipped out.
But y'all were sitting there watching the LSU game. It was and Ronnie's just, I know the scene. Ronnie's holding Ronnie's holding just letting everyone know what's going on.
Very negative, very negative. And then guess what? I was standing next to Coach. Coach was very positive.
He is.
Hey, this is the first one guys have great stuff. It's gonna be good. You know, gotta get ahead of the count. Very positive all day. Ronnie Rantz, he was the king crab. You know the king crab theory? Fishing guy. You put a bunch of king crabs in a bucket, and one will try to get out, and the other ones will drag him back into the bucket. Right? They'll drag him back because they don't want the.
It's a great story.
He's a king crab that wants to keep you in the bucket.
Motivation.
He doesn't want you to get out of the bucket.
So like as a coach, you spin it and go, and don't be the guy.
Say don't.
You need a king crab. That's just gonna break away peer pressure.
Right. See, the bucket is peer pressure. They want you to not go to class. They want you to drink too much. They want you to do drugs. They don't want you to do extra work. They're in the bucket because they want you be the king crab. Like I can see it. I can totally see it. Right. So if Cliff Godwin becomes the head coach, next year, then we're going to get T-shirts made. The LSU baseball alumni will donate it to the program, and then on the back it'll say, "Be a king crab." All right, we'll be back with more Sports Shorts Radio from Greystone Golf and Country Club, presented by LaBerge Casino. Right after this. Hey, we're going to cut off right now. It's too loud in here. We got too many people in here, but we're over at Greystone. Thanks everybody for watching. You can go to 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Download the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge app on your phone. Download, free app. Download the ESPN 1045 Baton Rouge app on your phone. You can listen to the show on there. We'll be on until noon. Until next week, have a good one, everybody.